Hello, welcome to Tasty Classics. Behind door number 1, which I'm sure you're all eager to see, is a very, very rare car. One of only 550 produced in the UK, and in this spec and colour, I think one of only 75. This garage was built 20 years ago, and when it was built, the gentleman that owns the car inside it, or owned because I bought it, put the car into there, transferring it from another garage where it had already sat for 13 years. 33 years this car has been off the road, and I'm very excited to pull it out, get it into daylight, take it back to the Tasty Classics workshop and see if we can't make a run and drive. Now, I've already had this garage door open because it was very difficult to get open, because when this car was parked in here, you may have seen there was another car parked in front of it, which we did a few weeks ago, and that was sat there for 17 years. So it's 17 years that this garage door had been sealed for. So it was a little bit of a job getting it open, but it now opens. Can you tell what it is yet? It's a Ford Cortina. Not any Ford Cortina though. Oh, this is a Ford Cortina L. But not just any Ford Cortina L. Underneath all of these bits of carpet which have kept kept dust in one location, which have kept this car in hopefully such nice condition. Should have worn a mask. No, it's fine. Those eagle-eyed viewers among you will have probably already spotted this. Oh, wow. Oh. She's a two-door. Little two-door coupe Cortina. The rarest, it's probably fair to say, of this age of Cortina. The Mark V, which was the last of the Cortinas, they made some in two-door, but the two doors were only the base models, the base and the L. And this is one of them. Again, 33 years off the road, only a few owners, and I think, just by first impressions, it looks pretty clean. I mean, as barn finds go, you know, the sort of, you have, as, I don't know if you're like me, but if you are like me, you have sort of weird dreams about finding three-door Fords in barns. I know I do. Or garages, you know, where they've been sat for a while. And yeah, I've finally sort of got to that point where I'm here and I'm looking at one. And it's got a black vinyl top. It's a bit dusty, but it has got a black vinyl top. It's absolutely gorgeous. And what I think look like Volkswagen hubcaps. Look like the hubcaps off an old GTI or a Scirocco or something, but I don't know why they're on it, but they are. There's also a couple of other bits I can see. Waltham three-way car audio speakers and stuff. I mean, on first impressions, having it underneath these covers of just, I mean, it's in such good nick. Really, really clean. It's got like, it's all original paint. It's got signs that obviously this car has been used. I don't think it's a particularly low mileage car. There is some bits there, little bits of paintwork and stuff that it could do with, But it's, you know, one of the reasons I've bought it without knowing anything about it is because it's just pretty solid. Ford did a big thing when these came out, when the Mark IVs and the Mark V sort of came out, of trying to make the longevity better. So stuff like in here, I mean, this is a million times better than any of the new cars that we've done recently. Do you remember what the Focus was like? And this, you know, Ford just made sure these things lasted that bit longer, and it's pretty solid, I think, all the way through. You can see bits down here that's, you know, there's a bit of fiberglass on there in the past, so it's going to want a bit of paintwork and stuff there. Down there, along the front sort of splitter, but again, nothing bad. There's no major rot or anything, just a bit of stuff that can be rubbed down. Old W plate, which is 1981. So the car was used for pretty much 10 years, but Ray, the guy that I got it off, he had a few other vehicles, got a real nice Jag and stuff, but he couldn't let this one go, because I think just because of the rarity of it, and I think it did mean a lot to him. So he just wanted to hang on to it and put it in his garage, which is, you know, what I want to do with every car, is just hang on to them and put them in my garage. I'm so glad he did, because look what we've got. It's just gorgeous. So, so cool. I wonder if it's going to come back to life. Oh, look at the brown. Oh, yeah. We've got a bit of mould on the dashboard, but it looks all complete. Oh my God, this thing's gorgeous. Look at that brown interior. How many miles are we on? 70,000 miles. 70,000 miles this thing did, and then it got parked up. Oh man, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. A spare wing in the back. It must have had a wing at some point. Interesting. There's a bit of rot on that. I don't know what the other side's like, but that's what side the wing's from. So we'll have to have a look at that when we get outside. I haven't even looked at the other side of the car yet. Oh man, brown interior. Vinyl roof. Red paintwork. I'm in love. What a car. Yeah, can't really get down this side. We're a bit sort of penned in, but I'd like to get this thing out into the daylight. I don't even know how they managed to get that in there. It's so close. I'm pretty sure it would hit. So I don't know what we're going to do there. I think we're going to have to, bit of a shuffle maybe or something. But I'm thinking of pulling it with the Discovery just back. I don't think it's going to roll, surely, but being kept in a garage might have helped it. Got 3 keys with it. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, got a nice new wing. Got a Firestone and attack. That looks, is that the Austin? What's that doing there? Does look like a Volkswagen one, doesn't it, that? Oh, yes, now we're talking. Oh, proper job. Oh, they've got to go on it, surely. Surely they've got to go on it. Some spares. Lights, what's this? Halogen driving lamp. Oh, yeah, we've got all the fog lights. I see the rear arches, I can sort of see a bit. I don't want to pull too much stuff out because we need to get this back to the workshop. And we can do it there, but it doesn't look too bad at all. Boot lid and everything, nice. I'm concerned about how we're going to get it out of here, though. Obviously, if you've watched Tasty Classics before, you'll know there's... Yeah. Oh. There's a little bit of damp smell. God, that's gorgeous. It's such good condition. If you've watched this channel before... Oh, that's comfort. Oh, this could be my new daily driver, this, couldn't it? If you've watched this channel before, you will know that I would probably like to just put a battery on it, can of fuel, and see if it starts. Which hopefully it would, but apparently when it got put in here, it didn't run to get put in here. It was pushed in, it was transported from his old house and then, you know, rolled into here. So it hasn't ran in a very, very long time. So, hope the engine's not seized or anything. Great, it's going to be, isn't it? Yeah, so no battery, obviously. Never been smoked in, that's amazing. What's in the glove box? Oh! Nothing. No sweets. No Werther's Originals. Oh. Everything is a little bit, well, as you'd expect, you know. So yeah, I don't know how well you can sort of see, but there is a bit of mildew and everything. I'm sure it's all going to clean up absolutely fine. But yeah, like the steering wheel and stuff, I mean, it's just in such fantastic condition though, isn't it? Screwdriver there attached to the bonnet release. That's pretty ingenious. I like that. Don't know what that's for, but it's should be in there. Bit of glue on that. Is that the choke? Yeah, we've got a choke there as well. That's cool. Yeah, nice. No smoking. No tunes. Hopefully we'll get some tunes at some point. God, it's in fantastic condition though. Look at the headlining. This thing is like brand new. So the handbrake's been left off, but it feels seized even though it's been left off. Doesn't feel like it's doing anything. Now the clutch should be cable, so no worries about anything. Oh. Nice. Is the throttle still attached to anything? Yeah, that's perfect. And the brake? I'm only pressing that very, very lightly. There is some resistance, so it's not just going to the floor, and it is coming back. Although it kind of is going to the floor, so I don't know if there's anything in there, but it doesn't feel like it was seized or anything. I think we need to get it out in the daylight so I can have a look under the bonnet, because I can't really get to the front of the car in the bonnet because there's some banana boxes in the way and a drum barbecue. My plan is, because it's so close to that there, I've pulled the Discovery and the trailer over here, and the winch is at an angle. So what I'm thinking of doing is trying to winch it and just pull, it'll naturally pull the car, because it's only a few mil it's got to go, pull the car slightly to the right, and then hopefully we'll be able to get it out, and hopefully it's a roller and stuff. If I can get it through here, then we'll just pull it all the way out, have a good look at it, get on the trailer, back to HQ. First time seeing this side, and it's looking pretty good. Both rear wheels completely sort of stuck on, which you'd imagine, wouldn't you, after sitting for so long. Drums as well, which not as easy to free off, but I'm going to put some air in this, make it a little bit easier, hopefully, to get onto the trailer, and then we can worry about getting the wheels and the drums off when we're back to the workshop. I just wanted to come and have a little look at the front of this and maybe have a look under the bonnet. It wants a bit of paint, but it's not bad. It's not in a million holes. It looks super original on this wing as well. No more when we get it properly out in the light. I don't really want to open the bonnet yet either. We'll leave that until we get back. Both rear wheels locked on, so I'm going to pull the trailer right to the back of the car, oil up the trailer bed and slide the car up the trailer, and that'll hopefully do the job. Need to oil up the trailer a bit more, but I just want to stand here and look at this brown interior instead. It's just absolutely glorious, isn't it? Oh. Really like it. That's this new wing that's been on then. Needs a bit of polishing and stuff, bit of fettling, but it's in good order. It's in good shape. It is nice. Nothing I can't sort of just add to and just make a little bit nicer here and there. Just looks in great shape. The front needs a bit of paintwork. You know, nothing to sort of, you know, you could probably get panels for that, I'd imagine. But nothing a sort of long weekend wouldn't sort out. New number plate on the front. Be nice to get, because the rear one's so good, it'd be nice to get that recreated as well, wouldn't it? If you know any companies that do number plate recreations, let me know. Just in awe. You can't say no to a 3-door Cortina. So, you know, shame it's only got a 1.3 in it. God, it'd be so good, wouldn't it? Imagine if we had like a 2-litre Pinto 5-speed or something just lying around. We're back at base, where I like to be. Look at this thing. Oh my God. 3-door Ford. The headlights are 2 different ones, which is interesting. They're actually slightly different shapes, I think, as well. Very interesting. Maybe a new set of lights is needed. Does need a fair bit of work under here, but, you know, nothing I can't do. Yeah, this wing, not massively sort of attached there, which is a little bit weird. I mean, it's just a bolt missing, but yeah. I think that needs some work. Couple of things. I need to get this car off the trailer, right? But the rear wheels don't turn round. How am I going to fix that? I think let's jack the car up, get the wheels sort of freed up. Might have to take the drums off, great fun, and I'll get it and roll it into position. That'd be ideal. Couple of things I want to do first though. These have got to go. Oh. Got a tiny bit brittle as well. Curiosity killed the mechanic. I want to see what's under here. That doesn't feel right. Spring's gone on that. Whoa! Wowee. There is a lot of room in this engine bay. Just want to see is there any brake fluid in there though. There's a tiny little bit at the bottom, but it is pretty dry, pretty empty. Lines look good though. Bit of water in there. Some water in the header tank. It's exciting. Nice, that's cool. reveal your oil secrets to me. Where are you? Sorry for the difference in sound quality, but my microphone just died. It's been a busy day, you know, it's been a long day. Smells like cigarettes and Monster Energy. Oh no, that's me. Oil looks good though, looks very clean, looks very nice. It has got oil in it, which is a good start. What I need to do now though, what I really want to do before we tackle these rear brakes, I want to see if this bloody engine turns over, because if it doesn't, I'm going to be really sad. But at least then I could, because it's almost 6 o'clock at night now, I'm going to lose daylight soon. So if I can get the engine to turn over, great. If it doesn't, I can pour loads of stuff down the spark plugs and leave it overnight, and then cross my fingers. Okay, let's get a spanner. Okay. Oh, yes! You beautiful, beautiful machine. That is turning over so easily. Oh, it's just keep it inside, keep it clean, under the covers. And that is just flying over. So is the alternator. Does help that there's sort of a misting of oil on everything as well, so which is probably caused by the fact that it's a 1980s Ford engine, but everything else does look good. Pipes and stuff are free. Is funny. Anything interesting in there? That's dry as a bone. That's cool. Right, let's get these wheels off. Just quickly going to pour a load of brake fluid in here as well. It is drinking it. It's going somewhere. Now the reason I've done this and I've just sort of filled it up to there so we can remember where that was tomorrow, it's just in case overnight this can sort of, I don't know, go anywhere it needs to, but also can you see it's going slowly? It just keeps burping little bits of air out. What I'm interested in is there a leak? Is there a broken pipe or something somewhere on the system? And by filling it full of new fluid tomorrow, that leak will hopefully be evident. We'll be able to see that a little pool of brake fluid somewhere out of whatever was the leak. Or the brake fluid, I don't know, does brake fluid evaporate over 17 years? Or 32 years, 33 years? Be very interested to find out. Ah, fake wheel nuts. That's pretty cool. Very nice, keep hold of those. God, this interior is amazing. So nice. Look at those speakers as well. Do you reckon they're good? Probably not. So nice. Will this fit down there? I did ask as well, I asked Voodoo Ray if I could just try and get this thing running and driving where he lives on his driveway, and then try and drive it home, because that's what I would have liked to have done, because I think that would have been hilarious. However, he didn't want me to do that, which is fair, because we had a lot of gear there, there's a lot of cars around, lots of neighbours and stuff, so it's totally understandable. However, I think that would have been good. So I am still just going to try and get this running and driving, clean it up and get it down the road all tomorrow, because I've only got tomorrow. If I don't do it tomorrow, it's a problem. It's a problem because you can't then watch the video, because there will be no video, because it's now Wednesday. Cool. God, that's in good nick. And I know you don't care, but if you do, the reason I'm sort of not rushing this, but the reason I'm sort of, I've only got a couple of days to do this, is because on Friday you should have seen the Vitesse video, Vitesse 3, with all that engine work. However, I'm now at the end of week 3 and I still haven't had the top of the engine back, which I need from the place what rebuilds them. So I couldn't bring you that video, so that's why you're seeing this one. You're seeing this one a week early, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not worried. Should we just try and hit this with a hammer then? I think so. And look how easily it turns now. Look how easily it turns now. I can't be stuck clutch or anything either, because the engine turns over, so it just turned the engine over, or it'd try. Okay. Is that important? Oh, come on. Are you really stuck that much? You are, aren't you? Bloody hell. Now, I'm pretty sure there are automatic adjusters in these, and you can move them, but I doubt that's going to be solid in there. It's going to be completely seized, so I doubt you could easily. So I think it's best to try and get the drum off and see what's going on. Oh my God. It just doesn't feel like it's... It is stuck on the brakes, so they are. It is stuck on the brakes, definitely, because it's not coming off. It's free on the hub, it's free on the bolts, but it's not sliding off, so it is stuck on the brakes. So there's only one thing you can do, is just continuously hammer at it. Good job is though, we've got this to do all over again on the other side. Cool. It's definitely moving. You comfortable in front of the TV? You sure? While I'm doing this, get yourself a cup of tea maybe. Come back. Shouldn't take me too long. That's so close. Please, please come off without blowing anything up. Probably not a good start. Come on. These shoes are welded to the inside of this drum in a big way. Oh, I can feel one shoe there, but they're just sat on there. They're solid. It's going to tear the shoes off, probably the springs and everything when I take this off. But there is literally no other option. Here we come. Oh. That was easy. That was so easy. Don't know what the problem is. Right. Moment of truth. Oh. Right. So diff and prop. I can see the prop spinning from here. That's all fine. These, well, it's still all there, but yeah, completely toast. I think there is a set of shoes in the back of this car though, which is pretty cool. But anyway, we have two very sad brake shoes, and you can see, I don't think you can tell because the light's fading now, but where the shoe has sort of made its home, and on the other side as well. Wow, amazing. So that all needs a bit of a clean up and some new shoes put in it, but at least it's free. Don't know what to do. I could potentially try and put new shoes in it. Let's have a look what's in the boot again. I found in the boot 2 brake shoes, which is pretty handy because only one of them the liner fell off on. So if that happens on both sides, but they are different, so I don't know which one's which. And there was also a couple of little fittings, which is handy, I think. Don't know what for, but there's nothing else apart from this really fetching Halford's bag. So what's in here? Bit of trim, cool. A coil, cool. Distributor cap, lovely. Condenser, lovely. That's a used set of points, and a rotor arm that's disappeared. Plus a couple of headlights, one of which no glass. Spare bulb, take that. Number plate light. What's that? Oh, spark plugs. Are they new? Have a look at those in a second. Another driving lamp. And some bits. Looks like bumper hold on bracket. I know that because I've got a Ford Capri in there and I was doing that recently. Okay, so should keep that bag really, shouldn't I, for posterity. Oh wow, they are new as well. Nice new set of double copper core spark plugs. They're only a tenner then. Probably about the same now, aren't they? Maybe not from Halfords though. I think I need to try and do some stuff with these brakes, like rebuild them in some crazy way, do the other side as well, and generally just lube everything up, have a bit of a mess about. And I need to do it tonight before the light goes, ideally, so I can have this thing on the ground ready to go in the morning. So yeah, cue the music. Okay, it's now late, it's dark, darkness has arrived. This is brand new now, all of this, complete rebuild. So we've got a shoe this side, and this is the old shoe, but we won't worry about that. These shoes are on, you know, that's there. Only difficulty is there's some bits that aren't on there anymore, but that's fine, it's just these are, I won't worry about those. Real reason that's not on it is because that's the self-adjusting bit, and I just it's late and I can't be arsed, and everything's snapping. I've had to sort of redo the spring because it snapped, so I just put it back together, and I'll put all this stuff in a box, and then when it, you know, it's probably going to want cylinders, new shoes, all that sort of stuff, but for now at least it'll move, and potentially the brakes will even work, which would be amazing. Handbrake cable I think is seized as well, so that needs addressing, but this one's done. I'm going to put the drum back on, put the wheel back on, and tomorrow we'll do the side because it is late and I need to have a big pack away and I don't want to leave anything outside. Okay. Okay, see you in the morning. Good morning. It's about, I don't know, 4, something like that. Did these things come with passenger wind mirrors? Or was that like an optional extra? If you know, can you let me know? Because I was minus 6 years old when this car came out, but I would be interested to know if they had passenger wing mirrors or not. Anyway, I've got to tackle this rear brake this morning, so I'm going to do that, get stuck into it, and then I'll get the car off the trailer, and then we'll get stuck in to the engine, which I'm excited about. I'm having a Tasty Classics coffee. The coffee's Nescafe, but the mug is Tasty Classics. If you'd like to buy one of these mugs, or this hat, shirt, anything like that, I don't even know if we're selling these shirts yet. I'm still trialling them. What do you think? I don't know. Should I? I'm trying to find better ones, really. I'm not quite a massive fan of this. If you want to buy them, though, go onto this website, www.tastyclassics.co.uk. The link is in the description, and you can buy loads of cool stuff. And that would really, really help me if you did, because then I can buy replacement mirrors if I need to. Or if I don't need to, I'll just spend it on drugs or something. While I'm doing this as well, I've asked Ellie, who is the social media sort of helper that sort of does some of the reels and TikToks and things that you see. She is cleaning the inside for me, which is great. So I don't have to do that. And we can see what this amazing brown interior, which is probably one of my most favourite interiors that I've seen recently, is going to look like afterwards. So we'll all crack on with this, and I'll see you probably in 2 hours. Okay, this is Ellie, by the way. Amazingly, that brake I managed to free off. My theory on that being is that there was only 2 brake shoes in the boot of the car, so I think that side must have had the other 2 brake shoes at some point, so it was much easier to free off. I just got a crowbar on them and just did this and smacked it with a hammer and stuff. I didn't even need to take the drum off, so I'm calling that fixed. But now the car rolls. Come on! So it's time for engine, electricity, exciting stuff, petrol. Now the brake fluid has gone down a tiny bit, but not loads. And the main thing is there's not a puddle of brake fluid underneath the car, which is great. Don't know if anything's going to pop when I press the brake pedal or whatever, but for now, I'm just going to sort of, that's going to overflow when I do this. I'm going to worry about that later, you know? Because brakes aren't an issue if the car doesn't even go. Do you know what I mean? So we've got to make the car go. So, I need to look at this engine. The carb looks pretty immaculate, and I can see a fuel pipe coming from a manual fuel pump down there up to here. So that should be quite straightforward to use my sort of gravity thing on. So that should be quite cool. I've got a battery for it and some new battery clamps. I mean, you know, battery connectors or something, because these are the old style battery connectors, and you know, however great these are, it's a pain in the arse trying to get batteries for them in, you know, half an hour. So I'm going to change those. Where's the other one? That's the other one there. They're in really good nick, but yeah, just cut them off, make them shorter, put them onto the new ones. Really, really good. So I'll get that done. No battery clamp. I never get battery clamps with cars, ever. Where do the battery clamps go? Might be in the boot though, to be fair. Now this engine, so I just wanted to do a little bit of checking last night, because I thought this was a Pinto, right? Because I just thought at this age it was Pintos, and they did do 1.3 Pintos, so I thought it was Pintos all the way up, 1.3, 1.6, 2 litre. I thought, yeah, it was all Pintos, but this isn't. I think this is what they call a crossflow or a Kent engine. Now I'm sort of not massively au fait with these. I didn't do a lot with these. These are a much older engine design. They're called a crossflow because, rather geniusly, the air comes and the fuel comes in here, crosses through the engine and comes out the exhaust. That's why it's called a crossflow. So the air and fuel and going out the exhaust, it just flows across the head, which is really cool. But it's a very diddy little engine. Very small little thing, and it just looks in top nick. Looks really, really smart. I hope it's going to come back to life. All the wiring okay. Oh my god, that looks like new. Look at that. There was points in the back of the car and a box for this, so I think that has all been changed. Hasn't ever ran with those on. Interesting. It's always, sometimes it can be suspect. Why did stuff like this happen just before it was parked up? Is that why it was parked up? I don't know, you know. This is really hard to do with one hand. 2 hands. Even the oil filter looks relatively new, so it possibly did just have a service, didn't it, you know? Looks like, has that leaked a little bit from there, maybe? Don't know, bit of crystallisation. God, I hope this thing just fires into life. That would be amazingly good, wouldn't it? It'd be so, so good. I just want to pull this off and just have a look what's sort of down the carb, see what that looks like. Change those over, maybe pull a spark plug, see what the spark plug looks like. I've got new spark plugs in there, so we'll compare it to one of those. And then if they're no good, we'll swap them all over. Trusty old BMW screwdriver. Also works on Fords. Carb looks, frankly, beautiful. Weird carb setup though, I don't know what kind of carb this is. Did have an automatic choke on it, but I think they've done a manual choke conversion as well. That all seems to be working. I can even hear like the little accelerator pump thing going there. Right, so that's the fuel pipe there. I think it's only got an innie as well, no outie, which is good. And that does go all the way down there into the fuel pump. Okay, right, say goodbye to the old-fashioned side posts. Goodbye. And then just take about that much off these. That wire is in exceptionally good condition as well. Really, really smart, really nice. And then this one as well. So this is the earth side. These are super easy to put on. It's just 2 screws. Push the wires in. It's 2 screws. Doesn't get any better than that. I did see a comment as well of someone saying you should have kept the old side post terminals, you know, instead of putting those on. You can still get side post terminal batteries and stuff. Yeah, you're right, you can. I mean, if you're doing a complete sort of nut and bolt restoration on a car and you want it to be as authentic as you possibly can and as original as you possibly can, then you can do that. You can do that. However, I am not doing that. I'm not doing that type of restoration. This car, I've got a feeling, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I am thinking I'm gonna hang on to this potentially and do a little bit of a sort of a resto mod with it, right? So bringing it back to life in a big way, but also making it usable, desirable, bit more cool looking. So that basically means smacking it with the lowering stick, putting some really nice wheels on it, putting a nice sound system in it, making it comfortable and reliable, replacing a lot of the brakes and big engine service bits, you know, just making it a real functional, usable car. Oh, why did that come up? So that's what I'm thinking of doing. Yeah? Haven't decided totally yet, but that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments. And there's going to be at least 7 million of you saying, no, you can't lower it and do all that sort of stuff, and sort of keep it original, it's really rare, and keep it original, and it's really boring. Don't want to do that. Doesn't really sort of warrant it massively, I don't think, this car. The whole sort of keep it original, because it's like a base model. Yeah, you could, but you'd have to sort of really restore it to make it actually that interesting. And I think to drive it round and to enjoy it, I think it'd be so much better if it was if when people saw it, they went, ooh, that's cool. Rather than, you know, all the sort of... Because I want to try, you know, it's like trying to make the younger generation really appreciate, you know, I am the younger generation, but the generation that's coming up now really appreciate these kind of cars. And to do that, you have got to sort of get in their lane a little bit, you know, by making them look cool, because a completely standard one of these, granted it is quite nice, but I'm going to make it look nicer, and then they're going to be interested. That's the thing, you know, and I'm going to be interested. If I'm interested, then everything's just better, isn't it? So there you go. Even if I did do all that stuff to it, it wouldn't be until sort of next year anyway, because I've got big project directly at your 6, and I've got the Capri, which is all cool. I thought about putting the other engine for this, unless this engine's rubbish, I don't think that's worth doing either. Partly because I can use the bits off that for stuff on there. It'd be handy to have the 2 litre lying around for something, and I don't think this needs to go fast, because I've got the Capri, which is going to have the big turbo engine in it. So if I want to go fast in an old Ford, I've got that. I don't need to make another one. Not that the 2 litre would be particularly fast, but it'd be better. But it just means one load less of buying exhausts and all sorts of other stuff. You know what I mean? Right, that's all done. The only thing for it now is to throw the battery in, see if this thing either comes to life or sets on fire. Okay, Spaniards, the battery. Nice. I think I might actually have one of those battery clamps that would fit this, which would be super cool. Anyway, so that can live like so. Oh, that fitted nicely. What are you? This 12, 13? And then cool. This is only the starter motor wire though, not the everything else wire, because I forgot to attach this everything else wire, didn't I? So I'll do that now. Place bets now. What do you think is going to happen? Nice. Look at me tidying up as I go. Just absolutely scared me to death. How is there an alarm on this car? It's from the... How is there an alarm? I didn't even see one. Where's the keys? Look at the indicators flashing. How has this got an alarm? Will this turn it off? Oh my God, it turned it off. Oh my God, this thing's got an alarm. And look at those ignition lights. Come on. How has this got an alarm? I can't, there's nothing that even looks remotely like an alarm in here. Where is that all hidden? It's a very good alarm. That is a very, very good alarm. Usually alarms are a bit of a rat's nest, but that, I mean, yeah, there is just nothing. There is no, there's just nothing. It's hidden, properly hidden. So that was good. Why is it going off again now? What, am I going to have to leave the ignition on? Interesting. That might be that might be an issue. Okay, we'll see though. I did see a sticker though. Linwood electronic alarm installed. I didn't even spot that. I thought it was just one of those stickers that people put on and it's not actually installed. It's amazing. I'll have to tell my insurance company. Right, quick game of what works and what doesn't. I think so. We know some of the indicators work. That one, I don't know if I caught it on camera, but that one did work for a second and then stopped. I didn't see the back though. What about the horn? We know that it works with the alarm. We've got a horn, come on. Right, am I going to try the wipers? I think so. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh my God, they're like brand new as well. Oh, that is so bloody good. What about the rest of the lights? What have we got? How do the headlights work? Do they twist? Oh, that's flash. Is that on? Oh, is that a switch for the alarm, I wonder? Just hidden down there? Leave it how it was. Ah, headlights. Side lights. One side light. Okay, so we've got one side light. Look at these headlights. Oh yeah, this thing is ready for its MOT. This is amazing. Let's just take it straight down. Actually, it doesn't need an MOT, it's 1982, so I'll MOT it. Pass. It passed. How good. It passed my MOT. Great. Might have to do something about those other bulbs though. I'm hoping it is just bulbs. What else have we got? Washer jets? Oh yeah. Oh God, this is amazing. That's your choke there, which they've put on. Again, not totally sure what that is, but it does need a little bit of glue. Rear screen demister. It has got one. Has got one. What about this? Right, so we've got that to test, and we've got that to test. We've also got... Let's put the ignition on and try the cigarette lighter. See if that works. Oh! Well, that's heating up. Come on, baby. Oh. Philip is dead. No life in Philip. That is a shame. There's no speakers or anything here apart from those two, which have just sort of been put in with a bit of wire, so it does need some speakers fitting, possibly down there, I would have thought, because you wouldn't want to cut into these lovely door cards, but down there I think would be quite smart for a set of speakers. Right, that doesn't work either. Maybe it's just a fuse for the stereo and things. What about this? That is working. I can't hear because a plane's going over. That is working. Oh, what about this? Oh, come on! This is really cool. Right, one thing I want to know before we do anything is, will this turn over? Will this turn the start motor over? So if it turns the start, we know the engine turns over. Will it turn the start motor on the key? Oh, yes! Right, that's amazing. We have got a start motor. Plan is now, take the fuel pipe off and we'll just put a little filter on that so I can see if anything's coming from the tank. I'm going to fill the tank with 2 cans of fuel, and I've got a can of fuel, a gravity can there, which I'm going to attach to the carb, and we'll see if we've got a spark. See if she comes to life. One annoying thing that's happened is I can't get the petrol cap open because it's locked, and I haven't got a key for it. Not ideal, so I'm going to have to either drill that out or try and smash it out with a screwdriver. far from ideal, because I do want to put some fuel in it so we can see if the fuel pump works and stuff. That'd be cool. Ooh, spark plug. Yeah, I mean, it's the right colour, but it's a bit crusty. I think I should just, because it takes 2 minutes, swap all the spark plugs over with all those new ones in the back, but let's just make sure they're the same. Because if they're free, do you know what I mean? Might as well, like. Yeah, they look good. I'll get those swapped over then, shall I? Not bad, not bad. There you go, spark plugs are done, fuel's in. I have managed to pump a can of gas into here using this key, which works perfectly with a little bit of force. So there's a can of fuel in there as well, so we'll keep our eye on the fuel filter. Where is it? Here. And we'll see if the fuel pump works, just if anything starts to come through there. Not really anything else for it. We could do a checking for a spark, couldn't we? Should we do that? Whoa, stop. Bloody hell, look at the fuel pump. It's flying out already, that's amazing. No spark, annoyingly, but there was a fuel pump. That's crazy. Fuel looks really good. I might just connect that straight up then instead of using this. So then it's not obviously spilling everywhere. We need to find out why there was no spark. Bloody alarm. It's because I left the door open. Right, so have we got the ignitions on? Have we got any juice to the spark? Ah, 12 volts. So we do have power to the coil, which is pretty good news. So the leads look okay, I think so. What about distributor? Oh, got a spark at the points. Right, there is a spark at the points. Come on. Let me just spin the engine over and I'll see if I've got a spark there. Oh yeah, there's a spark. Yeah, cool. I saw it at the spark. Problem is I can't find like a good earth, really. Right, go on then, Ellie, give it a twist. Whoa, stop. Is that magic? You saw then, on that spark plug, there was no spark. The other ones that wasn't testing, they must have had a spark because the engine just started, which I was not expecting to happen. That's never happened before. Right, let me put that back in and then we'll try that again, I think. All of the spark plug leads are now attached. That spark plug lead is different to all the others, so I wonder if there's a problem with that. We'll see now. I can't believe it just ran. What the hell is this car all about? Come on, baby. Come on, I hardly even turned the engine over. Come on, let's have, let's play with the choke. Tiny little bit of choke. Tiny little bit more of choke. Come on, you listen to that. Wow. Cross-flow the world. Forget everything I ever said about Pintos. Running on 4 sounds amazing. I was genuinely I wasn't expecting any of that. I honestly was not expecting any of that. That is just ticking over like a good one. Listen to how sweet it is. Oh, it didn't like that, did it? Didn't like that at all. That spider. It's bogging down. I think that's bad fuel. It's showing like over half a tank. So if I've mixed that fuel, I mean, it looked the right colour, but it might be really crap. I think what the best thing I can do is I've got another can of fuel. I don't want to drain it. I'll just put that other in and see if we can bring it up a bit. That's astonishing. That is genuinely astonishing. 2 cars I've had from Ray, the Granada and this one, and they both just fired up. This is, you know, this car has been kept in, I think, that garage as well. You know, it's very nicely sealed. It doesn't leak. There's no water or anything in there. It's a very, very nice. It was a new build garage 20 years ago, and this car hasn't ran since then. Well, no, I think he said 32 years since the engine last ran. But everything's just pristine because it's been kept so nice. You know, if this was outside, you'd have no chance. You'd have no chance. I'm in shock at that. This thing is amazing. We need to drive it off the trailer, don't we? Will it drive? That would be the next thing. Christ, right. I want to say as well, genuinely, nothing on this channel ever is staged, or nothing is, there's no BS, there's nothing. This car, this is hard for me to believe, right? But I know Ray, I know the car situation, I know what was parked in front of it, I know how long this thing's been sat. And you can tell that nothing's been messed with, there's no fuel pipes off or anything for anybody else to sort of get in there and try stuff. It's just, I'm impressed with that. But nothing is ever, there's nothing false on this channel. This is all genuine stuff. This car has been parked up for that long and it just ran that easily. Right, I'm going to have a little bit of a tidy up of stuff, get a few things out the way. I'm going to put the other can of fuel in the car. I think that might be, and then maybe put the air cleaner back on, do a couple of little bits like that, and then I'm going to see if it'll idle again. Oh, I'm going to put a load of water in the radiator as well, fill the radiator up, and then I will try and drive this thing off the trailer. I haven't been this hyped in ages. The tyres are all holding air as well. How mad's that? All the tyres are in really good nick. Not even that like badly cracked or anything. It's like this car was on the road like a few months ago. But there is a lot of fuel in it, and it's probably really, really gammy, that fuel, but it's enough to make it run, but it might just run like rubbish. I had an old MGB a while ago, and I did a similar thing, and it did run like crap until probably, you know, the second tank was through it, but whatever, just keep topping up with good stuff. Look at genuinely how nice this interior is. I mean, it's still, you know, a bit of treatment here and there would be good. We've only given it a quick sort of wash. Turn the speakers around the right way as well, so the writing's on the top of them, because that was making my OCD bleed a little bit. Waltham Car Audio, and on the other side, Waltham Car Audio. But yeah, that's now looking much more betterer. Everything else looks pretty cool in here. Does need one more thing though. Now that the car's all clean, we should install one of these bad boys. How nice is that? These are slightly different designs to the last one that we did, and they smell, I think it's bubble gum. It smells lovely. It really does, no, trust me. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You can buy one of these to put in your car from the shop, and the link is in the description. That would be cool. Oh yes, I mean, it's not a set of furry dice, is it? not a set of fluffy dice, but might do those one day. I noticed Pole Barn Garage has got furry dice, so someone must be making them, and they would look good in this car. But for now, that's the business. Very, very cool. Right, is this thing going to start? Are we out of gear? Haven't tested the brakes again since yesterday either, but let's just press them. Doesn't really feel like there's anything at all there, which, oh, something happening, I'm sure. I think possibly one of those rear wheel cylinders is leaking. I just heard some noise and then it is sort of just going to the floor. The only difficulty is obviously we're going down there and we're going straight into that wall and there's no handbrake either. So, I mean, if the brakes don't work, we're potentially a little bit screwed. Wish me luck. Oh no. I think the clutch is stuck on. Oh no. Ah. Those brakes or anything to go by, it probably is. That's a pain, isn't it? Clutch is seized. Can't win them all immediately, can we? You know, something may take more work. I thought that was going to be amazing then. Right, I'm going to move the Discovery. I'm going to try and get it running again, and then we'll see if I can just maybe drive around the yard or something and see if that'll free the clutch up. I mean, that would be great, but not holding out too much hope. She sits really well, doesn't she, with the tyres pumped up? Doesn't even need that much of a bath. But yeah, looking really good. Only problem is can't really drive it. And this door is massively dropped. Massively. Nothing's rotted away though, it's just, yeah, it's just really, really dropped. Bit of a pain. Anyway. Ugh. That alarm's fun, isn't it? So, problem we've got is clutch feels like it works, but doesn't work. Engine runs, but doesn't want to rev up. It's happier with a bit of choke. I think it just needs to warm up. Oh, there we go. Coming back to life. But unfortunately, I can't select any gears. Ah, so annoying, so I can't move the thing. Because this is a rear-wheel drive car, the clutch isn't sort of here where it would be on a front-wheel drive car. It's down there. And I can't see any sort of inspection plate at all. There might be one underneath though. this baby up on the subframe at the front and see if I can pop my head underneath and find an inspection plate. Because if I can get in there, I'll be able to spray some stuff, hit it with a hammer. I don't know. It's usually behind the sort of flex plate bit though, so we are a little bit screwed. Quite often gearbox out job to fix this. Right, nice. I don't have to worry so much about the jack failing because I'm really cool. But yeah, nothing at all. Potentially get the start motor out and go through there, but doesn't look like it's going to be too accessible. It is gearbox out job to try and fix that. Oh, I see a little bit of rust on the floors and here. Yeah, that's going to want doing, isn't it? Chassis is really nice though, but yeah, it's going to want a plate across there, isn't it? That's still alright, that's just missing its screw. It just goes in there to hold it on. But yeah, it's going to want a bit there. Rest of it is immaculate though. Absolutely immaculate. This is such a nice car. I really want to get stuck into a bit of a restoration on this. So nice. A little bit difficult to get stuck into a restoration right now because I'm in the middle of a restoration on another car. You haven't even seen it yet. It takes time to do all those things. I've spent 2 weeks roughly working just underneath it. So that will be out soon, but for now I could maybe try and drive this round the yard just in gear and see if that'll free it up, try and get some heat into it, and then I'll put it in the shed, leave it there for a few weeks, maybe until the start of next year, and get this clutch done, tidy up any holes, refit wings, do some painting, alloy wheels, lowered suspension, tunes, and that'll be a really, really cool car after that. But that's not going to be until next year, I don't think. Oh yeah, redo all the brakes and stuff as well. Happy with my purchase so far though, really am. That engine sounds so sweet. Right, okay, let me try and, well, let's go for a little spin. Let's try and just drive her in gear. I can't even get her inside the workshop and put her on the ramp at the moment because the car that I'm restoring is on the ramp, and it's not easy to get it off in its current condition. Gearboxes aren't bad to take out of these, but I haven't got a clutch or I haven't got any of that, so there's no point me trying to rush it. Let's just get all the gear and we'll do a nice job of it at some point. Anyway, should we see if she'll drive out of here in reverse? Just start motor, engine. It's weird though because the clutch, does it make a difference? No, that's in my head. Right, it's in reverse. As we're driving it round, what might happen is it might start to free up, you see, and then free off, which will be the dream. Okay, will it start though? Absolutely no brakes at all. Oh, there is brakes. Oh, come on, did that, oh my God, there's brakes. That brake just braked. Oh, that brake braked to a point where I think it might now be locked on. Oh no. By holding pushing the sort of gear stick in first, I'm pushing the sort of gear onto the clutch. I don't really know what's happening, but it kind of works, and it does make you move forward a little bit. And the harder you push it, the more you go. It's weird. I'm sure I could, if I sat down, I could probably work out exactly what's happening, but yeah, I'm not totally sure. it should pop in when I get to the right revs. A little bit of a downhill here. Yes, and we're in. Right, that's how you do it. That's how you do that. If you know what's happening and you fancy explaining it in the comments, it's hard for me to do because it's sort of live now as I'm talking to you. I think you're pushing the drive shaft of that gear onto the pressure plate or something, the drive shaft of the gearbox. I don't know. Anyway, we just got to do this for sort of 20 minutes now and tootle around. Good chance for the engine to sort of get to temperature and stuff. Got a temperature gauge there, I don't know if it works or not, but we'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, just to do this, keep pressing the clutch, keep the clutch held in, and just see what happens. Hope we don't come across any traffic. But what I can say is this car drives like a new one. Just so nice. I found the sweet spot on the choke, I think, as well. It goes really well. Oh, clutch. The last car I did this on was the Panhard. Do you remember that? That was it, and I had to use that with a bit of rope. How times have changed, so sophisticated. God, it feels really nice though, it does feel really good. It's very quiet and refined as well, although the door isn't shut properly. I've got the feeling the temperature gauge is actually working as well, because it has risen up a tiny bit, which would be amazing if the temperature gauge works. That'd be so cool. Firmly down on the clutch, and yeah, that's the temperature gauge there, and it has just crept up a tiny little bit. That's how much fuel we're showing. We're doing 8 mile an hour, which is about right. But yeah, look at it. Just this big old barge. It's so comfy. Like the seats and everything, so comfy. Don't make seats like this anymore, you know. Just proper nice. Wonder if that's decided to work yet. I'll leave it on in case it comes back to life. How nice. I'll do laps until the car stops. Until it stops wanting me to do laps, I'll do laps. I'll just keep doing it because the heat of the engine might free that clutch off, and if I keep just sort of blipping the throttle, that might help it a touch, you know. I'll be cleaning up the brakes and stuff as well, and the brakes kind of do work, but when I used them last they locked on, so I had to hit it with a hammer to unlock them, so I'm hoping that's going to sort of clean up a bit as well. Did you feel that wheel spin then? I thought this was only a 1.3, not a 7.3. So fast. Oh God, if this clutch worked, I'd tax it and drive it home tonight, if I could get the brakes to work. What a thing, what a thing. Yeah, temperature gauge is definitely working. That's awesome news. I'm just putting the clutch in now to see if there is any difference in it, but no. No difference. Bloody hell, nearly kicked the back end out then. Yeah, if the clutch is anything like those rear brakes, might be a dismantling job to get it off. This thing's a rocket ship. Straight to the moon. One thing I think it's worth mentioning as I'm just sort of cruising around here is how sweet is this little 1300 Crossflow. This car it just hasn't ran for so long, and you can tell it hasn't. You can tell there's no shenanigans because the back brakes were so seized, and that doesn't happen overnight. And the clutch as well. Why, mate? And the clutch is properly seized. And that again, you don't get that sort of seizeness overnight. It takes time to seize things. I did just tap the brakes, I know, because there was a car there, and I think they have stuck on a little bit at the front, but I'm hoping with the bumps moving round, steering, it'll unseize it. Pretty chilled in here though. Do some emails. It's the height of luxury, man. God, it is comfy. I wish you could experience how comfortable this car is. Could easily go home, but steering's so light, everything's so light. Tons of power, tons of power. You know, how much power do you want? No, no. It's in gear, my foot's on the clutch, the engine's revving. The clutch might have just unseized itself. If you're listening, JC, our Lord and Saviour, Jeremy Clarkson, please, when I lift my foot, my left foot off the clutch, please make us go forwards. Do you want to... Second gear. This thing is ready for the road. Just brought it back to base, and it is having a little bit of a boil, annoyingly. Although I have shut the bonnet now, but yeah, it is having a little bit of a... I'll just ignore that for the moment though. What I'm... Oh, for fuck's... This door as well is like so bad. Just doesn't go anywhere near where it... Oh, it's because it's... That's seized? What's happened there? Right, let me just get a machine on that. Just wondering why it was having a bit of a fuss, but the radiator cap has rusted through. Can you see that there? So it's not holding its pressure. Look at it, it's just bubbling away. Thankfully, I've got a load of radiator caps because a subscriber sent me some. Just, at the time I was like, what am I going to do with these? And I've used like 10 of them. Amazing. Right, I'm going to put that on, play with that door, try and fix that door thing. And then I want to take both front wheels off, clean the front brakes up, see if I can make them slide in and out again, make the calipers work. That would be really cool, because if I can do that and the brakes work reliably, there's nothing stopping me taxing it and going for a little spin. While I've got the wheels off as well, I'm going to ask Ellie to give them a clean so they all looks all dead smart. That's brilliant. What a car. Works, which is great. You don't really have to pick it up either. It has dropped a bit, but that's patina. The main news, oh, where's the battery light on? It's off now. This car is so good. But the heaters are hot. I've got hot heaters. This is like a normal car. Clean the back wheels and put the caps back on. God, it looks smart. Want to do the front ones though while I'm doing these brakes. Gonna get Ellie to do them. These are very dirty. Lots of brake dust and sadness. Let me just gather my tools. A hammer. And plus gas. So what's probably happening here is these look in really good nick, but either the flexi has collapsed, but it doesn't look too bad at all. I think it's more than likely the caliper's just sticking, which might free up. What I can do, direct a bit of this around the seal for the piston in the caliper. Like so. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I can try and work these pads backwards and forwards, and therefore the piston as well, you know, unless it's something else. And this isn't helping at all. It's just a bit on those sliders. a couple of little sliders on here. And if I can get those sliders out, I can get the pads out. If I can get the pads out, I can try and move the pistons in and out more easily. Oh. I'm just wussing out and actually putting it on axle stands because it was starting to creep backwards because there's no handbrake. That's one of them out. Not sure it's supposed to be exactly that shape, but whatever. This one though is being it's being a pain. Okay, I'm going to do it though because I don't know why. Got 14 of the cars I could drive home in tonight, but I want to go in this one. Oh, nice. A little bit of a bend and it worked. Might have to bend that back. All good. Okay. Took a bit of getting out of there. No meat at all left on it, but it has given me access to that caliper. And again, I'm hoping it's the caliper that's sad and not the flexi. I could pull the bleed nipple off and check that there is brake fluid going through there. It's a bit of faff for getting air in the system and stuff, but I could do it. I'm just going to see if these actually move first. If they don't move at all, then you know it's caliper rebuild or something like that, or just sustained 40 mile an hour on an expressway. That's not annoying, is it? Oh yeah. I just sort of witnessed that pop then, which is great. Yeah, that one's gone all the way back in. Come on, you beauty, will this one? It kind of doesn't want to. This one has wound back in fine, but this one came out a bit and now won't go in any further. And I think if it's a flexi, if I release this bleed nipple and then that one goes back in fine, it means that the fluid isn't allowing itself to travel back up here, which is a bit of a problem. Come on, just go in. And again, if I do this and then that caliper sort of flies back and works, I'm going to have to order flexis and that's the end of the video. Great. But if it does work, I want to try and motor around in this. Oh yes. Right, what's coming out of that? Anything immediately? But now it's open as well, I'll be able to check for flow. Absolutely nothing coming out of it though, which is sad. Oh yeah. See, that's annoying. It does want to go back. Let me put a bottle on it to catch fluid, and we'll maybe do a little bit of pumpy and see if I've got flow forwards and backwards, not just forwards. Because what's happening is the fluid's going down the flexi because the flexi's collapsed because you're so strong pushing the foot pedal. It won't. The fluid hasn't got the energy to go back on its own. It can do a little bit, but not all the way. Can't get through the collapsed flexi. Anyway, right, let me give this a go and I'll report back. So, even with pumping the brakes, there's nothing coming out of here. None of these pistons are sliding back out, which means fluid can't get past here, which is a bit of a pain really, because that means flexi's sad. So that flexi goes all the way from here, so it's just connected at this brake pipe here, and it goes all the way. God, it's a big old girl, isn't it? It goes up there. Just had a look at this lovely Capri laser that I've got sat here, but they are much shorter. The brake hose is on the front of this, so not going to work. Looked at the ones of the Granada, they're totally different as well. So yeah, bit of a pain. Annoying as well because this one does work. I've managed to free this off. It's just the flexis are really long and yeah, really long. Ah well, I've put the wheels back on. I've rebuilt that brake. Don't the wheels look smart? Doesn't it look smart, the whole car, apart from that door's dropped a bit? Everything under there is zipped up. Again, wheels looking dead nice. Cleaned them. Doesn't she look $1 million? I fancy, even though the brakes don't work. Well, that one kind of works on that side. That one doesn't do anything. Still wouldn't mind one last spin. God, this thing runs well. One last spin, I think. A couple of times around the yard. Just want to drive it, enjoy it. I'd like to go out on the road, but I've only got one brake that works, so it's probably not ideal, is it? Even though I passed the MOT earlier, but it is what it is. Right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. God, this Rover's nice, isn't it? How you doing? I hope you enjoyed what you just watched, whatever it was. And if you're looking for something to do with the rest of your evening or the rest of your day or whatever, I do a podcast that you could watch. You could put it on in the background while you're doing your ironing or something. It's pretty cool. I do it with my mate WYNNE. He's an ex-RAF pilot, search and rescue as well. Loads of cool stuff like that. And we sit in a pub and we talk about planes and cars. It's pretty fun. and there is a lot of swearing. So if you're under 18, please don't watch it. But can't police everyone, can I? You know. Yeah, the link is in the description. It's called Wheels and Wings Podcast, and this is what it looks like. So the first one is, you know, HelloFresh.
Yeah, it's a really good idea.
Yeah.
So you get high quality ingredients
Yeah.
delivered to your house, so
Yeah.
you can make good, healthy food for yourself. Is
Lovely.
that's it, isn't it?
That is the idea.
Yeah, I've never done it, but I think that's it.
I've seen people do it. I've had some friends that have done HelloFresh.
Yeah.
So my business idea is HelloFat. So HelloFat is a subscription service,
Yeah.
and every day you
Yeah.
get a box, and you've got 2 cans of lager. Or whatever you get to. I think you get to. Or there'll be different beer for different days. You know, 2 cans,
Yeah.
2 bottles of something. You know,
Yeah.
Nuki Brown, whatever. And then you get a frozen pizza.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then maybe you'd put in a packet of crisps or like a Toblerone or something.
How is that different to Deliveroo?
Because it's a subscription service. And
Yeah,
you just,
I know.
You just get it, you know. But you don't have to think, because the problem with Deliveroo is you've got to order it. But this is some real. These are some highly trained people
Selecting which frozen pizza.
Exactly, yeah. It's different things. So every day you get. So it doesn't have to be pizza either. It could be like, I don't know, loaded fries that you stick in the oven for. You know, it's just HelloFat. I think it'd be a great idea.
Does it come with a blood pressure monitor as well?
Well, you'd put. I don't know.
You don't want to be that guy, though, do you?
You'd put a tub of coleslaw in there or something. Wouldn't you? Just take the edge off.